So today's video is the second part of the Paper Menagerie. If you have not watched the first part, then please go and watch the first part. The link has been given in the description box. Now we will start from page number 26, last paragraph. Okay. Mark, one of the neighborhood boys, came over with his Star Wars action figure. ये कुछ होता है, मतलब मान लो कुछ एक्शन फिगर्स है, उन्हीं का कुछ होगा. Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber up, and he could swing his arms and say in a tiny voice, "Use the Force." I did not think the figure looked much like the real Obi-Wan at all. So Mark is the friend neighborhood of the narrator. One day he came with the Star action figures, okay, and he was having a kind of sword in his hand. लाइट जिसके अंदर से लेजर लाइट निकलता है. He was just moving his hand and he was continuously telling use the force, use the force. अब उसे वो देख रहा था नैटर, देखा नहीं ये ओरिजिनल एक्शन फिगर जैसे इसको नहीं लग रहा है. Mark was disappointed by my response. Show me your toys. अब वो सुन के मार्क एकदम गुस्सा गया. What are you telling? I'm not looking, or my toys are not looking like original ones. You please show me your toys. अपना खिलौना तुम दिखाओ. I did not have any toys except my paper menagerie. So this is very important line. The narrator did not have anything except his paper menagerie. So definitely he showed those toys to Mark. I brought Lahu out from my bedroom. By then he was very worn, patched all over with tape and glue. बहुत दिन हो गया ना, लाहू को उन्होंने निकाला, एकदम वो फट गया था, टेप लगाया हुआ था, ग्लू लगाया हुआ था. Evidence of the years of repairs mom and I had done on him. So it was a kind of operation that mom and the narrator had done on Lahu. He was no longer as nimble and sure-footed as before. तो वो पहले लाहू जैसा निम्बल था, जैसा फ्लेक्सिबल था, अभी लाहू में वो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी नहीं रहा क्योंकि बहुत दिन पुराना हो गया है वो खिलौना. I sat him down on the coffee table. I could hear the skittering steps of the other animals behind in the hallway, timidly peeking into the living room. So I bought, the narrator is telling that I bought Lahu out of the almirah and I put it on the table, and I could hear that all other animals were conversing in the living room. They were very curious. They wanted to know, अच्छा लाहू का क्यों लेके गया, लाहू को क्यों लेके गया, and the narrator could hear it. Ziao Lahu, I said and stopped. I switched to English. यहाँ पे देखो ये शो कर रहा है कि नैरेटर कितना ज्यादा क्लोज था उसके मम्मी के साथ या फिर चाइनीज कल्चर के साथ. मान लो कि उस नैरेटर के लिए ठीक है लाहू मतलब ही चाइनीज कुछ है. सो वो लाहू को लेके टेबल पे रख के कहा जियाओ लाहू. फिर उन्होंने सोचा नहीं अभी तो मेरे सामने मार्क है, सो आई शुड स्पीक इन इंग्लिश. देन एंड देयर वेरी प्रॉम्प्टली ही स्विच्ड टू इंग्लिश. दिस इज tiger. That means Ziao Lahu means this is tiger. Cautiously Lahu stood up and purred at Mark, sniffing his hand. अब लाहू वहां पे गया, मार्क को सूखने लगा और स्निफ करने लगा. Mark examined the Christmas wrap pattern on Lahu's skin. Definitely यही नॉर्मल बात है. Lahu is made up of wrapping paper. That does not look like a real tiger at all. Your mom makes toys you from trash. अब देखो मार्क यहाँ पे कैसे बात कर रहा है. मार्क बोल रहा है कि it does not look like a real tiger. It does not look like real toys. Does your mother make you toys from trash? Trash से बनाता है तुम्हारे मम्मी toys तुम्हें. I had never thought of Lahu as a trash. Why? Because the narrator was very much close to Lahu, as because it is made up by his mother. But looking at him now, he was really just a piece of wrapping paper. But right now, Mark's word had so deep impression in the mind and heart of narrator that right now narrator could realize that really this is nothing. This is not a real tiger. This is not a real toy, but this is a trash. This is nothing but a wrapping paper. Mark pushed Obi-Wan's head again. The lights bar flashed. He moved his arms up and down. Use the force. Once again, Mark did the same. He just moved his hand up and down and he said, use the force. Lahu turned and pounced, knocking the plastic figure off the table. It hit the floor and broke, and Obi-Wan's head rolled under the couch. अब लाहू ने क्या किया, जंप किया, पाउंस अपन किया, और उनका जो वो जो सैबर था वो टेबल से गिर गया और वो टूट गया. रॉ राहु laughed. I joined him. वो देख के लाहू हंसने लगा और नैरेटर भी लाहू के साथ हंसने लगा. मार्क punched me hard. मार्क ने पंच किया, मार दिया किसी नैरेटर को. दिस वॉज वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, यू कांट इवन फाइंड इट इन द स्टोर्स नाउ, इट प्रोबेबली कॉस्ट मी मोर व्हाट योर डैड पेड फॉर योर मॉम. सो दिस इज नॉट गुड. दैट मीन्स मार्क का शिक्षा अच्छा नहीं था. मार्क ने कहा कि हाँ ये टूट तोड़ दिया, अब ये स्टोर में भी जाके नहीं मिलेगा, तुम्हें पता है ये कितना एक्सपेंसिव है, ये कितना कॉस्टली है, तुम्हारे पापा तुम्हारे मम्मी को जितना पैसा देता है ना डेली एक्सपेंसेस के लिए, उससे ज्यादा कॉस्टली था मेरा ये खिलौना. आई स्टम्बल्ड एंड फेल टू द फ्लोर. लाहू ग्रोल्ड एंड लिप्ड एट मार्क्स फेस. अब मार्क ने ऐसा कहा तो लाहू जस्ट जंप्ड ऑन मार्क्स फेस एंड स्क्रैच्ड हिम. मार्क स्क्रीम्ड मोर आउट ऑफ फियर एंड सरप्राइज देन पेन. सो अब Lahu pounced upon Mark's face. Mark was scared, not because of pain, not out of pain. Rather, he was surprised that how is it possible? एक पेपर टाइगर है, वो कैसे मेरे ऊपर ऐसा जंप किया. Mark grabbed Lahu and his snout was shook off as Mark crumpled him in his hand and tore him in half. He balled the paper two pieces of He balled up the two pieces of paper and threw them at once. So Mark ने क्या किया, लाहू को पकड़ा, उससे एकदम फाड़ दिया और बॉल करके एकदम नेटर की तरफ फेंक दिया. Here is your stupid cheap Chinese garbage. Stupid cheap Chinese garbage. किसने कहा, मार्क ने कहा. My fight with Mark did not end here. Mark was popular at school. So why Mark was popular at school, it is not mentioned. But Mark was popular and the fight did not end here. I never want to think again about the 2 weeks that followed. उसके बाद 2 हफ्ता क्या हुआ, नैडर उसके बारे में सोचना भी नहीं चाहता. I came home that Friday at the end of the 2 weeks. Ziziao, how ma? Mom asked. How was school? Sorry if I misspelled the Chinese words. Okay. Mom asked, how was school? तो मम्मी ने पूछा, स्कूल कैसा गया बेटा? I said nothing and went to the bathroom. I looked into the mirror. I looked nothing like her. Nothing. So अब यहाँ से जो है नैरेटर के मन में, नैरेटर के दिल में उसके माँ के लिए एक नफरत पैदा हो गया, एक नफरत आ गया. So when his mother asked how was school, he did not answer anything. Rather, he went to the bathroom and he looked himself into the mirror. And he was thinking, no, I am not looking like her. I am not looking like my mother. So definitely he faced some problem or kind of, torture in the school. At dinner, I asked Dad, do I have a cheek face? अब डिनर करने बैठे, पापा से पूछ रहा, पापा क्या मेरा फेस चीक फेस है? Dad put down his chopsticks. Dad put down his chopsticks. It means that his dad became very tense or worried. Even though I had never told him what happened in the school, he seemed to understand. मैंने पापा से ये नहीं कहा कि स्कूल में क्या हो, लेकिन वो समझ गए. He closed his eyes and rubbed the bridge of his nose. No, you don't. यानी कि वो ऐसे करके यहाँ पे किया और पूछा, no, you don't. नहीं, तुम चीक फेस तुम्हारा नहीं है. Mom looked at Dad, not understanding. She looked back at me. Sha jiao ching. What does ching mean? माँ जो है वो उसे इंग्लिश नहीं पता है, नहीं जानती इंग्लिश. So she could not understand what both of them were conversing, what both of them were talking. So once she was looking at her husband, next she was looking at her son. Okay, this is her. And she asked, अच्छा चीक मतलब क्या है? तुमने जो भी पापा से चीक कहा, what is चीक? English. I said, speak English. She tried. What happened? So, मतलब outburst of frustration of the narrator. वो चिल्ला के बोला, speak English में बात कीजिए. She tried. उन्होंने try किया. What happened? I pushed the chopsticks and the bowl before me away. Stir-fried green peppers with 5 spice beef. We should eat American food. So फूड को भी वो एकदम फेंक दिया, कहा कि वी शुड ईट अमेरिकन फूड, वी शुड नॉट ईट Chinese food. That tried to reason. A lot of families cook Chinese sometimes. So his father is very understanding. His father was trying to reason him. Please don't say like this. Many families cook Chinese food. We are not other families. I looked at him. Other families don't have moms who don't belong. So when his father tried to reason him, he became more furious and he told that we are not that other families. I looked at him, that is the narrator looked at his father and said, other families don't have a Chinese mother like we have. Okay. So he looked away and then put a hand on mom's shoulder. So his father is very understanding, his father is very rational. He tried to reason his son as well as his wife also. I will get you a cookbook. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, मैं तुम्हें एक रेसिपी का बुक ला के दूंगा. My mom turned to me, who, how she? The food does not taste good. यानी कि तुम ऐसा क्यों बिहेव कर रहे हो बेटा? मैंने जो खाना दिया क्या वो टेस्टी नहीं है? English, I said, raising my voice. Speak English. आप English में बात करो, otherwise don't talk to me. Mom reached out to touch my forehead, feeling for my temperature, and mom thought that the narrator might have fever. Okay, so she reached out her hand to touch his temperature. Saula, do you have fever? क्या तुम्हें फीवर है? I brushed her hand away. हाथ हटा दिया. I am fine. Speak English. I was shouting. अब वो नाटक चिल्लाने लगा. मैं ठीक हूँ. मुझे पूछने का कोई जरूरत नहीं, लेकिन आप इंग्लिश में बात करो. Speak in English. Speak English to him. Dad said to mom. Dad ने बहुत calmly मम्मी को कहा कि please तुम उसे इंग्लिश में बात करो. You knew this was going to happen someday. What did you expect? अब तुम्हें तो पता ही था कि ये दिन होने ही वाला था. तुमने क्या एक्सपेक्ट किया? ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा. ये होना ही था. Mom dropped her hands to her sides. She said, looking from dad to me and back to dad again. She tried to speak, stopped and tried again and stopped again. To see the mental condition of the mother. The mother tried to speak. The mother tried to talk to her son, but her son did not want to talk to her until and unless she would speak in English. So the mother tried, but she could not. She retried. She tried again. She kept trying, but she was unable to speak in English. Dropped her hands to her side. She sat, looking from dad to me and back to dad again. She tried to speak, stopped and tried again and stopped again. You have to, dad said, I have been too easy on you. Jack needs to fit in. Okay, लेकिन तुम्हें बात करना ही होगा. उनके पापा ने कहा, देखो मैं बहुत इजी था तुम्हारे साथ, लेकिन जैक वो नहीं होगा, जैक को फिट करना होगा. Mom looked at him. If I say love, I feel here. She pointed to her lip. If I say I feel here. She put her hand over her heart. तो सोचो उसकी मम्मी को कितना तकलीफ हो रहा है. उसकी मम्मी ये बोलना चाह रही कि मैं तुम्हें प्यार करती हूँ बेटा, और ये इस प्यार में मैं जो तुम्हें प्यार करता हूँ, मैं मेरे मन में, मेरे दिल में तुम्हारे लिए जो प्यार है, जो लव है, उसमें कोई लैंग्वेज बैरियर नहीं हो सकता है. अगर मैं लव कहूँ तो मैं यहाँ पे फील करता हूँ. अगर मैं आई यानी कि चाइनीज लैंग्वेज में लव है, अगर मैं आई कहूँ तो मैं यहाँ फील करता हूँ. अब तुम ही बताओ तुम्हें कौन सा वाला चाहिए? तुम्हें ये वाला चाहिए, ये वाला चाहिए. Dad shook his head. You are in America. ये बात उसकी मम्मी किसे बोल रही थी? अपने हस्बैंड को बोल रही थी. लेकिन उसके पापा ने कहा, but you are in America. लेकिन तुम अभी अमेरिका में हो. Mom hunched down in her seat, looking like the water buffalo when Lahu used to bounce on him and squeeze the air of life out of him. And I want some real toys. अब यहाँ पे देखो, Jack started shouting. He started demanding, I want some real toys. I don't want this kind of, trash. That got me a full set of Star Wars action figures. I gave the Obi-Wan Kenobi to Mark. So Dad brought him the real toys, and as Mark's Obi-Wan Kenobi was broken, so Jack gave it to him. I packed the paper menagerie in a large shoebox and put it under the bed. So वो मैंने large shoebox में रखा और वो रख दिया under the bed. The next morning the animals had escaped and taken over their old favorite spots in my room. Next day मैंने क्या देखा कि वहाँ से पेपर menagerie का जितना animal था वो सब निकल गया, निकल के quick से वो पहले जहाँ पे रखा हुआ था वहाँ पे चला गया. I caught them all and put them back into the shoebox, taping the lid shut. But the animals made so much noise with the box that I finally shoved it into the corner of the attic, as far away from my room as possible. So, but also once again, the narrator took all the paper menagerie, all the toys, and put it in the box. He taped the box, shut the box, but all the animals were making so much noise that the narrator was forced to put it somewhere far from his bedroom, okay, as far as possible. If mom spoke to me in Chinese, I refused to answer. Extremist level of rudeness. After a while, she tried to use more English, but her accent and broken sentences embarrassed me. I tried to correct her. So his mother tried to speak to her son in English, okay, but it was not possible for her. And as her accent was very bad, as all her sentences were broken sentences, this is the reason the narrator refused, and she started correcting her. Eventually, she stopped speaking altogether if I was around. So see the mental breakdown of the narrator's mother. When the narrator was around her, she stopped talking. Mom began to mind things if she needed to let me know something. She tried to hug me the way she saw American mothers do on TV. I thought her movements exaggerated, uncertain, ridiculous, and graceless. She saw that I was annoyed and stopped. तो उसको मम्मी ने फिर माइंड करना चालू कर दिया अगर उन्हें कुछ बोलना रहता था नैरेटर को. But his mom tried to hug him as other mothers, do, and as she saw on the television set. But her action, her movements were so uncertain, so ridiculous. It annoyed the narrator, and she stopped even hugging her son. You should not treat your mother that way, Dad said, but he could not look me in the eyes as he said it. So finally narrator का जो father है उन्हें बहुत खराब लग रहा था कि ऐसे क्यों behave कर रहा है, ठीक है, ये ऐसा behave नहीं करना चाहिए. तो उन्होंने कहा अपने बेटे को कि तुम्हें ऐसे behave नहीं करना चाहिए. But while he was talking to his son, he could not look at his eyes. Somehow his father could realize that it was his fault. If he would not marry this girl, then definitely this type of situation would never come up. Deep in his heart, he must have realized that it was a mistake to have tried to take a Chinese peasant girl, okay, and expect her to fit in the suburbs of Connecticut. So somehow, narrator का जो पिताजी है, वो realize कर रहा था कि ये उनका गलती है कि एक Chinese peasant girl को मतलब शादी करके लाना और ये expect करना कि she would be fit in Connecticut. Mom learned to cook American style. I played video games and studied French. Every once in a while, I would see her at the kitchen table studying the plain side of the sheet of wrapping paper. So his mom learned how to cook American food, and many times the narrator saw that his mother was there in the kitchen and she was looking, or she was just staring at the wrapping paper. Why? Because the wrapping paper was the only bridge, or the origami or the paper menagerie was the only connectivity, only connection of love between the narrator and his mother. Or somehow looking at the wrapping papers, his mother would recall all her past experiences with her son. Those were the nice days. or the narrator's mother. Okay. Later, a new paper animal would appear on my nightstand and try to cuddle up me. I caught them, squeezed them until the air went out of them, and then stuffed them away in the box in the attic. तो somehow उसकी मम्मी ने और एक पेपर मेनाजरी बना सोचा कि मैं और एक टॉय अगर बना के दूंगा तो मेरा बेटा जो है वो मुझसे प्यार करने लगेगा एंड वो उन्होंने रख दिया था वो टेबल पे और नैरेटर को जो नैरेटर है वो देख के उसे गुस्सा आ गया वो उसने लिया एकदम पूरे एकदम क्रम्पल करके उसे फाड़ के फेंक दिया. Mom finally stopped making the animals when I was in high school. Even mom stopped making animals also. तो पहले बात करना बंद किया फिर हक करना बंद किया. अब जो एनिमल जो बनाती थी जो मेन एक बीज था उन दोनों के बीच में वो भी मम्मी ने बनाना छोड़ दिया. By then her English was much better, but I was already at that age when I was not interested in what she had to say, whether language, whatever language she used. So by the time उसके narrator के जो मम्मी है उनका language भी English भी बहुत अच्छा हो गया, but the narrator is a grown up boy right now and he is not at all interested in whatever language she used. That means or she tried to communicate with her son. So today up to here. In the next video we will continue the next part, and if you have not subscribed to the channel then please do subscribe and press the bell icon because your subscription is my motivation, and please share this channel with your friends. मिलते हैं next video में. टाटा बाय बाय, see you and jai.